Chapter 1 Restart by Gordon Korman. Chase Ambrose. I remember falling. At least I think I do. Or maybe that's just because I know I fell. The grass is far away, until it isn't anymore. Somebody screams. Wait, it's me. I brace for impact, but it never comes. Instead, everything just stops. The sun goes out. The world around me disappears. I'm being shut down like a machine. Does this mean I'm dead? Blank. The light is harsh, fluorescent, painful. I squeeze my eyes shut, but I can't keep it out. It's an explosion. Voices are babbling all around me. You can't mistake the excitement. He's awake. Get the doctor. They said he'd never. Oh, Chase, doctor. I try to make out who's there, but the light is killing me. I thrash around, blinking wildly. Everything hurts, especially my neck and left shoulder. Blurry images come into focus, people standing and sitting in chairs. I'm lying down, a sheet over me white, which makes the brightness even worse. I raise my hands to cover my face, and suddenly I'm tangled in wires and tubing. A clip on my finger is tethered to a BB machine next to my bed. An IV bag hangs from a pole above it. Thank God! The lady beside me is choked with emotion. I can see her better now. Long brown hair, dark-rimmed glasses. When we found you lying there, that's all she could manage before she breaks down crying. A much younger guy puts an arm around her. A white-coated doctor bursts into the room. Welcome back, Chase, he exclaims, picking up the chart on a clipboard at the foot of my bed. How do you feel? How do I feel? Like I've been punched and kicked over every inch of my body. But that's not the worst part. How am I supposed to feel when nothing makes sense? Where am I? I demand. Why am I in a hospital? Who are these people? The lady with the glasses gasps. Chase, honey, she says in a nervous voice. It's me, Mom. Mom? Doesn't she think I know my own mother? I've never seen you before in my own life, I bluster. My mother is. That's when it happens. I reach back for an image of Mom and come up totally empty. Ditto Dad or home or friends or school or anything. It's the craziest feeling. I remember how to remember, but when I actually try to do it, I'm a blank. I'm like a computer with its hard drive wiped clean. You can reboot it and the operating system works fine. When you look for a document or file to open, nothing's there. Not even my own name. Am I Chase? I ask. When my other questions sent murmurs of shock around my hospital bed, this one is greeted with silent resignation. My eyes fall on the chart in the doctor's hand. On the part of the clipboard is written, Ambrose, Chase. Who am I? A mirror, I exclaim. Somebody give me a mirror. Perhaps you're not ready for that, the doctor says in a soothing tone. The last thing I'm in the mood for is to be soothed. A mirror, I snap. The lady who calls herself Mom fumbles inside her pocketbook and hands me a makeup compact. I open it up, blow away the loose powder, and stare at my reflection. A stranger stares back at me. Amnesia. That's what Dr. Cooperman says I have. Acute retrograde amnesia. The loss of all memory prior to a certain event. In this case, me taking a swan dive off the roof of our house. I know what amnesia is, I tell him. So how come I remember a random word like that, but I can't remember my own name, or my own family, or why I was climbing on the roof? That I can answer, supplies the younger guy, who turns out to be my older brother Johnny, a college student home for the summer. Your room has that dormer window. You just open it up and crawl out onto the eaves. You've been doing it for as long as I can remember. Did anybody warn me I might break my neck? Only since you were 6, my mother puts in. I figured if he survives this long, it was time to stop worrying. You were such an athlete. Her voice trails off. Amnesia can be an unpredictable thing, the doctor informs us, especially with a traumatic injury like this one. We're just starting to understand which parts of the brain control which life functions, but for all we know, it has nothing to do with geography. Some patients lose long-term memory. Some lose short-term memory. Others lose the ability to transfer from short to long-term. In your case, the damage seems totally confined to your sense of who you are and what's happened in your life up until this point. Lucky me, I say bitterly. Cooperman raises an eyebrow. Don't knock it. You remember more than you realize. You walk, talk, swallow, and go to the bathroom. How'd you like to have to relearn everything, even how to put one foot in front of the other? The bathroom part is definitely an upgrade. They say I was in a coma for 4 days before I woke up. Can't say how the bathroom side of things was taken care of during that time, but I'm pretty sure I had nothing to do with it. Maybe I'm better off not knowing. The doctor checks a few readings on my monitor, making notes on my chart, then regards me intently. Are you absolutely sure you can't remember anything at all from your life before you regain consciousness? Once again, I peer back into the nothingness that's there. That's where my memory is supposed to be. It's like reaching into a pocket for something that should be there but isn't. Only that something isn't keys to a phone or it's your whole life. It's bewildering and frustrating and terrifying at the same time. Try harder, I pushed myself. You didn't just whoosh into being when you came out of that coma. You're in there somewhere. A vague image starts to form, so I bear down, concentrate with all my might, trying to wrestle it into focus. What is it? Johnny asks breathlessly. At last, the details sharpen into view. I see a little girl, maybe 4 years old, wearing a blue dress with white lace. She seems to be standing in some sort of garden, at least. She's surrounded by greenery. Well, there's this girl. I begin struggling to keep the picture in my head. Girl? Cooperman turns to my mother. Does Chase have a girlfriend? I don't think so, Mom replies. It isn't like that, I insist. This is a little kid. Helene? My mother asks. The name means nothing to me. Who's Helene? Dad's kid, Johnny supplies. Our half-sister. Dad? Sister? I search for a connection between those words and the memories they should trigger. My mind is a black hole. There might be a lot in there, but it can't get out. Are the two of them close? Cooperman inquires. Mom makes a face. Doctor, after the accident, my ex-husband came to shout and accuse and punch the emergency room wall. Have you seen him here since then while his son lay in a coma? That should give you an idea of the relationship between my boys and their father and his new family. I don't know any Helene, I volunteer, but you can't go by me because I don't know anybody. This is just a little blonde girl in a blue dress with white lace, kind of dressed up like maybe she's going to church or something. But why I remember her and nothing else, I can't tell you. Definitely not Helene, Mom concludes. She has dark hair like her mother. I turn to the doctor. Am I just crazy? Of course not, he replies. In fact, this little blonde girl suggests that your memory isn't gone at all. It's only your ability to access it that's been damaged. I believe that your missing life will come back to you, or at least some of it will. The girl might be the key. I want you to keep thinking about her, who she is, and why she's so important, that you remember her when everything else has disappeared. I honestly try, but there are too many other things going on. Now that I'm not dead, the hospital is suddenly in a big hurry to get me out of there. Dr. Cooperman runs tests on every part of me except my left earlobe. Turns out my brain may be short-circuited, but the rest of me still works. So how come I ache all over? Muscular is his diagnosis from the fall, or should I say, he chuckles at his own joke. The sudden stop at the bottom. Every muscle from nose to toes tenses up from the kind of shock. Tack on 96 hours of complete inactivity and you stiffen all over. It's normal. It'll pass. My only real injuries are a concussion and a separated left shoulder. Turns out my bad diving form saved my life. My shoulder hit the ground a split second before my head, absorbing just enough of my hard landing to keep the impact from killing me. Mom brings clothes for me to change into. I suppose I shouldn't be so blown away that they fit. They're my clothes, after all, but of course they're new to me. I can't help wondering if I have a favorite shirt or a super broken-in pair of jeans. I don't remember the car either, a Chevy van. Or the house. I take the opportunity to fill in a few blanks about myself. I'm not a child of millionaires. I have no great love of cutting the grass, or maybe that's one's on Johnny. I've got an excuse. I've been in a coma. I note the window I must have climbed out of since it's the only one with roof access. For some reason, I expected it to be higher, and I'm embarrassed, like it's an insult to my manliness that such a puny fall scrambled my brains. When Mom opens the door, a chorus of voices cry out, "Surprise!" A makeshift banner hangs across the living room. "Welcome home, champ." A heavyset man about Mom's age steps forward and folds me in a crushing bear hug and rubs his knuckles up and down my head. "Good to have you back, son." Mom is horrified.